Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 70. Wow, we've hit 70 episodes so far by doing it twice a week. Not bad, Dan. Not bad. First things first, thank you for those awesome subscriptions this past week. Keep them coming. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. On that note, well, cheers to that. Why am I so scared to ting it properly? It's not gonna friggin' break. If it does, I tell you, if it ever breaks, knock on wood. But if it breaks while I'm filming, I'm gonna continue filming or post it anyway. The accident. Anyway, so lots of views on my Hatebreed, Anthrax, Black Label Society, and Sword video from last one, plus a lot of little subscriptions. So thank you. So of course, while we were on that road trip, we're obviously talking about my channel here and there, and I guess it came up that my top 20 heavy metal albums of the 80s. So my friend Yan's like, you know what, Dan? I'd like to hear what you have to say for a top heavy metal albums of the 90s. So I'm like, okay. Thing is, when I looked at my albums, there's no way I could make a top 20. Top 10, yes. But top 20, I was at 15, and I was really pushing it here. So, yeah, it's going to be my top 10 heavy metal albums of the 90s. Hair metal. You know what? Is there even a hair? No, actually, no. There's no hair metal. I'm doing heavy metal. Fuck that. What am I thinking? Okay, maybe I need another drink. No, I'm not drunk like that a couple of episodes ago. So, anyway, so let's discuss my top. They're not in order. This is just 10 albums from the 90s heavy metal that I actually really love. So we'll start off with. I didn't like this album at first. Neither did I like the first single when it first came out, but it grew on me. Do I find this to be anywhere near their best album? No. But it's their best one of the 90s. Talking about Judas Priest, Painkiller. When I first heard Painkiller, I was like, oh my god, that is way too heavy. It grew on me. What I don't understand is people bashing Ram It Down when there's exactly this. Apart from the song Painkiller and maybe a touch of evil, the rest is just as dumb or good, depending on your point of view. Don't get me wrong, I love Ram It Down, especially those first 5 songs. 6. But this is as good as Ram It Down, if you ask me. As cheesy, as good. So, but yeah, I do like this album a lot now, more than I did at the time. But is this? I don't think this is anywhere near their best album. That's my opinion. Next up, I've talked about this. I did a ranking on these guys before. What can I say? I didn't love this album at first, but Megadeth, Rust in Peace. I didn't like thrash, sorry. I did not like thrash. But then this album came out. My friends are big thrash fans at the time. Bought this, and I saw the videos for Hangar 18 and Holy War's Punishment Due, and I was like, okay, now I can actually get into this here. But this album does not have a dud on it. Man, this is one of those classic heavy metal, I guess, thrash albums of all time. This, I never tire of hearing this. So Megadeth, Rust in Peace. Again, did not like it at the time when it came out. Talked about these girls here again, but you know what? What can I say? A good album's a good album, right? Drain STH, Freaks of Nature. I really do love this album. I mean, the fact that there were really two really nice hotties also helped at the time there for the album. But you know what? The music does work and speaks. So, not my usual type of music that I would listen to. Let's call a spade here. But Drain STH, Freaks of Nature, I did love this album a lot. I didn't love their first one. This one I did. Can't have a heavy metal favorite album or without this band here. Black Sabbath, Dehumanizer, the return of Ronnie James Dio to Black Sabbath. I remember freaking out when I heard Time Machine on the Wayne's World soundtrack. Then, of course, you had TV Crimes, the first video, Computer Gods, good. Letters from Earth. What was that one? Sins of the Father, I like a lot. And that is a good song. Anyway, that's a great album here. So as heavy metal goes, not one of my favorite albums of all time, no. But Black Sabbath, Dehumanizer, one of my favorite heavy metal albums of the 90s. What year was this? 92? Yeah. Most of my albums will probably be early. Well, actually, maybe not. Not early 90s. This one here, I will always remember. So my friend Pascal, before I show this, he was bragging about the two albums before this. Oh, it's good. And the one after that, oh, it's good. So when he lent me this one, he didn't tell me anything. He just said, here's a new release from this band. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, man, did I ever play the crap out of this. Halloween Master of the Rings, what a comeback album after the, commercially disappointing two other albums, Chameleon, and I love Chameleon, don't get me wrong. Even if I had some, what year was this anyway? 1994? Man, these friggin' letters are so, it's hard, like when you're putting black letters on dark blue. You know what? Yeah, 1994, okay. Anyway, man, did I ever listen to the crap out of this album here. Soul Survivor. Where the Rain Grows, man, did I love that song, especially that guitar solo in the middle. Why is great. Mr. Ego is great. Perfect Gentleman, that was my song at the time. The Game Is On's a little dumb there with the computer video games there. In the Middle of the Heartbeat, that was actually a very, very good ballad. Weird enough, when I got this version with 2 extra tracks, they do a cover of Kiss, I Stole Your Love, which I always thought was a good Kiss song. Then hearing it, kind of the same thing, but a different freshness take on it, I was like, wow, that is actually a fucking good song by Kiss. Then now I love the Kiss version, obviously, there. But it took me Halloween to make me appreciate how good I Stole Your Love was. So anyway, great album right here. This was a great comeback for them too. They're back on the right track of what they're known for. Not that I'm dissing the 2 albums before that. But anyway, great one here. Man, did I listen to the crap out of this one here. Okay, well, I should say, like I said, remember last time and for the 80s, there was okay, first of all. Oh. Speaking of, I should have said at the beginning, for the 80s, I did a maximum of 2 bands can only appear twice. So only 2 albums per band. For the 90s, no band appears twice, by the way. Just FYI. Because I had maybe 15 albums. And like I said, I was pushing it. I was like, okay, either I'm making a top 10 or 20. I can't make a top 20, so I'll make a top 10. But having said that, this singer appears twice in the list. Talking about Dio. So he was in Black Sabbath, Dehumanizer, and this is my favorite Dio albums of the 90s, hands down. I friggin' love this album. Again, Did not love it when it first came out. I thought it was a little bit too doomy, but it's when I bought the CD and it came with a bonus track, and I'm like, fuck, this bonus track is better than 3 or 4 songs on this album. So kind of remade me like this album a lot more. But Wild One, Hey Angel, Between Two Hearts, Walk on Water, Born on the Sun. What a friggin' song and how that is too in my eyes. Love this album here. So anyway, Dio, Lock Up the Wolves. I think I've mentioned her or this album before on my channel, but I've listened to the crap out of this album. I still think it's one of her better albums. It's metal, verging maybe on hard rock, but it's still a metal album there at heart. There, she's still the metal queen. Anyway, I've played. This is probably the album of her. Well, maybe with Warlock when she was in Warlock. Well, when this band was called Warlock before, 2 albums before, yeah. So yeah, Doro, self-titled, very good one here. Talked about these guys again on my channel, but sorry. Sure, that snort was very sexy there, but anyway, yeah. Sorry. Oh, went down the wrong pipe there. But yeah, this album here is what made me love this band. Just go from liking to love. Saxon, Unleash the Beast, easily. I would have put another one of this band, but again, because I didn't have 20, the other one would not make the cut. I think the other one was a Solid Ball of Rock, if I was going anywhere farther. So here we go. Unleash the Beast, Saxon, another great solid release. Again, I've talked about this band again. Had there been 2 albums, probably would have had a second one maybe, but Sabotage, Streets, one of my favorite albums. Well, my favorite album from them. Spoiler alert, I guess you'll know what my number 1 album is when I do the Sabotage ranking. When I have all the vinyls. Took me a while because it's not as heavy. It's more keyboard, piano, and there's still lots of guitar in it there. But listening to the whole thing as a whole, man, I love this album. It's not as heavy as their other ones there, but there's still some good heavy things on this here. But anyway, Sabotage, Streets, one of my faves right here. And last but not least, probably some people will be surprised to maybe see this here. I know my friend Pascal, maybe. Told him it was going to be a surprise. So, this guy right here, Gamma Ray, Heading for Tomorrow. Didn't love it at first, also. Liked it a lot. And then oh man. Lust for Life, Heaven Can Wait, Space Eater, Money. The silence is good there. Hold Your Ground. Free Time. That was my go-to song way then. I was like, to me, it was like the best song. Then it kind of died. You know what? It's back. It's back, guys. And Heading for Tomorrow. I didn't really care for the song as much, but then I do have on CD, they're Back to the Past, or sort of like a greatest hits of all the Gamma Ray, 3 songs per album there. And they kind of redid Heading for Tomorrow, not as good. And then I went and re-listened to the version on this album. I was like, you know what, this friggin' rocks, this version here. I did buy Sigh No More, which I didn't really like when compared to this here. And the one after that is Insanity and Genius. Again, good there, but the power metal thing was kind of getting old for me at the time there, but this is great. I love this album here. So Gamma Ray, Heading for Tomorrow. That would be my... again, it's not an order there, but these are my top 10 albums in no particular order of the 90s. There were no hair metal bands, you noticed this one. Again, why do I keep saying this? Because it's a friggin' metal. heavy metal episode. My God, I swear I'm not drunk, guys. I just forget. So, anyway, there's the my top 10 heavy metal albums of the 90s. Thank God for metal at the time, because the 90s for me were like terrible here. But metal didn't die as much as hair metal did there, but some good stuff there, like some great stuff there. Yeah, as you can see there. And again, it's not because I don't like other albums that didn't make the top 20. It's just when I'm comparing it to my top 10, which I love, I was putting albums in there which I find are good, but are they really worthy of a top 20? I was like, not really. So you know what? I just decided to make it a top 10 for this one here. So anyway, that's it. So on that note, I shall bid you adieu. Have yourselves a great whatever, guys. Again, thank you for subscribing and liking and watching. And tell your friends if you like this type of content. And on that note, we shall see you next episode, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.